it's very account dependent, but let's say an account was spending 500 bucks a day. Um, and gosh, let's say 40% of that was in ASC stability that was working really well. And then the other 60% is in testing. So $500 a day, we're looking at about maybe $150 per test, but that also is going to back into like what their AOV is. If their AOV is $300, then that's going to take a long time to learn. Um, so I like to spend at least AOV a day on the product. And I usually like to let that last for 5 days without touching it, unless there's something like glaringly wrong. And then depending on if the ad account is new or old, I'll use historically well-performing audiences. Usually that's broad in this case. And then I will compare the cackles to what it needs to be, but then also relative to like what other winners have been the week previously. So I don't go too far back and like comparing it numbers because that changes and fluctuates so often. But does that kind of answer your question? I know again it's very account dependent, but try to spend
Yeah.
about AOV, try to let it run for a few days, comparing it to the week or a couple weeks before, to similar creatives, to similar funnels, trying to really limit my variables.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. What does scaling look like? Like what increments are you going up? At what frequency?
Yep.
I know there's a lot of nuance in there too, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually scale 20% if it's working really well. And like if it's working well is let's say I launch it on a Monday and I come back on a Wednesday and look and maybe in platform showing really strong numbers, but I go to like Google Analytics or Northbeam or something. And let's say Google Analytics showed a great last click revenue attribution, then I'm like, all right, I can scale this. Like I assume like hopefully in time it'll learn more, it'll get more efficient. Here's a little more budget to learn quicker and more efficiently.